you would be I am surprised sometimes in the things that I write in my journal. Then I find out, it's like, whoa, I didn't know I was feeling this way, and that was because of that. Welcome everyone to Life with Liza podcast. Our mission at Life with Liza is to share people's stories and the challenges that they have overcome, so that those who are listening in can get the strength, the courage, and the hope to be their better selves. Today we have a special edition episode, and I'll be your guest. I'll be sharing my personal stories with the hope that they can encourage you and inspire you to be your better self. And I wanted to talk about such an important topic that I just found so relevant recently, and it is how to switch from the negative state to the positive state. Have you ever had this moment that you woke up in a bad mood and you did not manage to switch your states and you ended up having a horrible day? Have you ever had that? Or is it just me? So I decided to embark on this mission to learn how to minimize the amount of time that I spend in a negative state, and to learn also what works for me to transition from the negative state to the positive state as fast as possible. Yes, it happened way too many times that I did not succeed, but I did manage to find a few things that work personally for me. Maybe they will also work for you. I encourage you to build your own toolkit. And let's start. So I would say the important part is to realize that the negative state is literally your neurochemistry. It's the chemicals inside of you that make you feel in a certain way. So also, usually you could notice that when you're stressed or angry, you're not breathing properly. Probably your breath is quite shallow. So first, by noticing that you are in a negative state, then asking yourself to focus your attention on your breath, and then changing your breath to a deeper breath, you can literally switch your state quite fast. So that's something that I do. I remember when I was doing my driving lessons and I was very scared, first time driving, and there's so many things that are outside of your control, and you really try to make it happen to not look like you're gonna panic. That's not something your driving instructor wants to see. So then I just would take a deep inhale, hold my breath, and exhale, and in this way I would quietly switch my state from negative stress to being more relaxed and more in control, and just to give a better vibe to the person. So that's option one in the toolkit, is your breath. Focus your attention on your breath. The other option is, and that works for me particularly well when I'm angry. Actually, I have the best workouts when I'm angry. So I always build like a neural connection in my brain. If you're angry, do a workout. It actually happened back in the day. I remember I was studying in Singapore, and I have had a Chinese class, and the teacher did not explain something properly, and then she expected us to have something ready, and I was so angry, and I was like, oh my god. And then I went to the gym and I had the best workout. I pushed myself so much, and I could literally feel that with that sweaty workout, with all the sweat evaporating, I felt my anger, my frustration leaving my body, and it was such a great sensation. So that's my tool in my toolkit number 2 is the workout. So I would say, if you have a bit more time, and I think it works especially well if you're angry, workouts could be a great tool. They really change your neurochemistry, they change your breathing pattern, and it's one of the most effective ways to snap from the negative to the positive states. What I want to note down here as well, that when you are in a negative state, it could really be the case that you don't feel like doing any of the options that I will suggest. You don't feel like changing your breath, you don't feel like working out or doing any of the other options, but you really have to push yourself, and soon it will become a habit. You will know, oh, okay, I'm in the negative state and I need to switch to the positive state, I could do this or this, and you can push yourself and then you snap back into a good state. And then in the future you can reflect and see that it worked, that you didn't waste your day, that one bad moment did not ruin your whole life. And then you will learn to apply it again and again. So another option in my toolkit is called exposure. Oh man, it works so well to change my state. So I think even sometimes when I feel like I'm going crazy or I'm overwhelmed, or it could be I'm experiencing this wide area of all emotions and I just cannot seem to relax or to calm myself down or just center myself really, I would just go to take a cold shower. It works like magic, honestly. I feel like you go in the cold and it's so cold that it just centers you. You cannot think about anything else once you're in the freezing cold water. You cannot think about anyone who made you angry. You cannot think about any of the tasks that you need to resolve. Your body is forced into this survival mode, and the only thing that you can do is to focus on your breath and like relax into the cold. And I bet you when you get out of the shower, you feel so much better. It takes literally, it could take you even 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be a long shower. It could be 30 seconds of cold water, done, and you'll feel so much better. Another few things that I just wanted to say, that funnily enough, we have this brain body connection. So meaning it's not only if something makes you happy that you would smile, brain body, but also if you smile, your brain will think that you're happy and it will be releasing the same hormones. So that's something that I tried myself. And again, when you're angry, it's so hard to convince yourself to smile. You're like, no, I don't want to do any of it. But once you try once and then you see that it works, you're more and more convinced. So next time when you get angry or experience some emotion, just try to sit down and to smile and feel your neurochemistry changing. It works like magic. I know it sounds weird, but it does work, so I will share it with you. Let me know if that works for you. And so now we went through the 4 items. We went through the breathing, we went through workout, cold exposure, smile. I also wanted to say that those 4 items will be able to help you switch your state faster, but there are also some other things that you can do, other items that are in my toolkit that help me to organize my thoughts not necessarily it will snap me right away from the negative to the positive state, but it will definitely give me a bit more clarity on why am I feeling the way I'm feeling. So what I do, one of the ways is journaling. Because basically, as Jordan Peterson explains, our consciousness is kind of I forget how exactly it goes, but we basically need to talk to other people to keep ourselves sane. And the way we organize our thoughts are either by talking to someone or by actually journaling and clearing out your mind and your thoughts by yourself. So if you don't have an option to, and obviously not about all the topics you want to talk to someone else or to share with others. So I find journaling a great option just to get more clarity in your own thoughts, to understand why exactly, what is the root cause, why am I exactly feeling in this way. And sometimes you would be I am surprised sometimes in the things that I write in my journal that I find out. It's like, whoa, I didn't know I was feeling this way, and that was because of that. And sometimes I ask a question as a prompt to my journaling, and then I just start journaling, and then I ask myself, oh, was this actually the cause? And then I say, no, actually it was not that the cause that made me angry. Was it that one? No, not that one. And you can actually iterate through this process just in the journaling, and it works like magic. So I really recommend you to try it. If you try to untangle any of the emotions that you're feeling, or you don't understand something, journaling is a great tool to understand yourself better, or at least it helps me to understand myself better, to understand my thoughts, my feelings better. And yes, just try it out. You'll be shocked at how it works. And then another thing that I wanted to mention is, it could be not necessarily even that something has happened that triggered your emotional state, but also it could be something that you ate that's changing your chemistry in a negative way. So for example, for me personally, sugar is so bad. I feel like I become a worse version of myself when I eat something sugary, especially in bigger amounts. So just a bit of sugar would be fine, but in the bigger amounts, my mood swings become way more extreme. So for example, I could cry and then I can laugh like crazy, and it's really not stable. And once I manage to find different foods, sugar, or something else that makes me, triggers some processes in my body that make me go on these emotional roller coasters, and I realize that I can eliminate them and be a more stable version of myself, a version of myself that I like more. I started doing that, and I noticed a big change. Also, for example, coffee or other stimulants can make you way more anxious, because they just kind of rise your energy, and you can get more overwhelmed and anxious. So just take a look also at what you're eating, and maybe that's the cause of you being in a negative state. Not drinking enough water. So really look at your nutrition and what you drink, at what you eat, because that has such a big impact on how you feel. So that's also a good thing to check. Was there anything else I wanted to share with you? I think this was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. I hope that you found it useful. I hope that you will use, or you already have these items in your toolkit, or maybe you'll add to them. Maybe you discovered today that actually it's in your control to switch the states. Maybe you also learned how to prevent going into the negative state by looking at your foods. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, for being part of Life with Liza community. If you enjoyed this video and if you found it valuable, please press that like, subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and I hope to see you next time, next Tuesday with the next video. Sending you so much love and gratitude and all the good energy.